Hello and welcome back to the second episode of Evolution of Zombies. This episode I'm going to be covering Verruckt. Now this is a very exciting map. When it first was released, all the zombie fans were just extremely happy because one, obviously it's a new map, more stuff, that's great, but two is that they were going to continue zombies. Because before it was just a mode, and judging from Call of Duty 4, they just did multiplayer maps, so we weren't sure if they were going to continue it. You know, they knew that we liked it, and we knew we liked it, and we obviously hoped for it, but we weren't sure. And then once we saw the trailer, we were very, very happy. In the trailer, they released what was going to be new about this map, and the huge thing that completely upgraded zombies was perks, the addition of perks, or the Perka-Cola machines and whatnot. Those were just like an insane buff to the character, which is cool because ideally zombies was a first-person tower defense, I guess, like a defense. So, you know, when you think about things like that, you think of upgrades and things like that. So it was becoming more of what I think it originally wanted to be. And it turned out really good. Now, this map was interesting because before like Nocturne and Toten, it was co-op, yeah, but it didn't really do anything with co-op. Like, you were just kind of together, and obviously it was more fun with more people, but this one really played off of it, where if you had more than 2 people, you would be in separate sides of the map, and the only way to reunite each other was to turn the power on, and the power is located on the very opposite end of the map. So it was interesting. You could have like competitions to see who could get there first. Like, it was fun. It was something to do. It gave co-op a goal, like a sort of a meaning, and that was a lot of fun. It was interesting, and with that, now this map was a lot bigger, a lot more rooms. Before there was only 3 rooms, and I don't even know how many rooms are in here. I didn't count them. But there's a lot of doors and a lot of choices you can make with the doors, whether you want to open this route, leave this closed so, you know, zombies don't come through that route. There's a lot of, I guess, strategies you can make with this map. And that was a huge thing for like discussions on forums and stuff. Is like, oh, where do you hang out? A lot of people hung out right up top there where I was. They would leave that door closed a little bit further ahead and just chill inside that gate, and then if they were ever in trouble, they would just activate the fence. And the fence, that was a new thing, like the in-map traps. That was interesting. They were good as like an emergency, because they cost money, and you didn't get money for the zombies that it killed. And depending on how far you were, sometimes those points were really useful. So it was kind of a balanced out with its effectiveness versus its cost. But for the most part, all the traps are pretty good. Another thing this map did, as you see, I'm activating the toilet, but it actually activated a song. And the song, if you remembered, was the death song for Nocturne and Toten. It was cool because when you die, you hear that song and then it plays and then it just fades off. I didn't think it was a full song. I thought it was just like a little musical tone that they played. But no, it was a full-blown song, and actually had a girl singing in it, and that was a huge shock to me. And hence Kevin Sherwood and Elena, they were the singers of the song. So, and then when you die on this map, you hear a beginning of another song. We were like, I wonder if, that means that there's going to be another map that'll have that song. So it was really exciting to kind of like figure these things out. It's like, does this mean that there's going to be more? So we were all really happy. More into Easter eggs. There were some areas in this map where you would hear voices, like a woman crying and a baby crying. And actually in that power room there, you hear numbers. And the numbers actually were a reference to Lost, the TV show, which was kind of cool. That's kind of where they got inspiration for some of the things in here, I think. And another, a little bit further into this map, there's these rooms with writing on the wall, and it was really cryptic, and there's like what's it called, Bible verses and dates and things like that, and we were trying to figure it out. It didn't really, come to a precise point, but it was interesting, like figuring it out. Another big thing, and I'm not quite sure, this is one thing I haven't figured out on my own. Basically everything in zombies, I've either figured it out myself or understood how other people figured it out. But there is a language on there, and somebody found the translated version, what each of those symbols mean. Kudos to that person, and I'll post a picture down below in the description if you guys are interested. And actually I would save it to your computer, because there's a lot of zombie maps with that language that have little messages in later zombie maps, and it's kind of nice to have that translator, because then you can see what it's saying. And they're usually not big things, but they're interesting. And that was really cool. And so this slowly became, obviously it was a lot of fun to play. The strategies, were huge. You could do so many more things now, and choosing which area you wanted to be held up in, that was big. But then it was becoming more of like a little Easter egg thing. It's like, oh, this is cool. Did you know there's this over here? And if you activate the dentist chair, you hear screaming. And if you, the toilet or whatever, it was fun. And so I think they realized that we liked that, and that became huge, and that's a whole story based on Easter eggs, which we'll get into later. Another thing I want to talk about is this map back in World at War. There was a zombie type. Now, they were just regular zombies, but they ran like bats out of hell. Like, they ran so fast to where I think they ran the same speed that you do when you sprint. Like, it was crazy. And they were scary, and it just made this map so hard, because you're kind of in tight spaces, and zombies come in from all directions. And so usually when you need to run, but then these guys are like right on your tail, and it was, I don't know, they were a pain, and they're no longer in here, which I don't know why they're not. I mean, I'm kind of glad, because they were such a pain. Yeah, they were annoying. But yeah, they're no longer in here. They're in the World at War version, if you guys are interested in going back to that. But yeah, this map brought a lot of things. There was a lot of glitches in this one as well, and a lot of out-of-map glitches. Because that was one thing with Nocturne and Totem. Everyone was trying to figure out, how can we get out of the map? That would be super fun. And I know on PC you can just no-clip out, but like a legitimate glitch, if that's such a thing, you were able to do that in this one. And actually over by the toilets that you activate the song, you had to like go down, and then the last person alive had to stand in a certain location. I think they had to lay down, and then you would spawn underneath, down below in the second floor. Yeah, right below here where I'm about to walk. You would spawn down there, and then from there you can go outside the map. And what was interesting was the fountain in the very middle of the map, in between all these buildings, had an invisible turret on it. And you couldn't get to that turret from anywhere else. So it was it was weird and cool. Yeah, glitches. I don't glitch for high scores. I play by myself and play legitly and get high scores. But I think out of the map glitches like that, they're fun. If they're in the game, do them. That's what I say. Don't do them for high scores, but do it for fun, because it's a fun thing to do. But yeah, this is kind of this map. Next episode we're gonna get into Shinonuma, and that's gonna be exciting because that started a lot of stuff. So stay tuned, guys. Like this video, comment below saying, I don't know. Yeah, tell me what if you started back here in World at War, what your favorite perk on this map was. I'm going to say mine was Speed Cola, just because I was so used to getting I was so used to Nocturne Totem to where my life was basically 2 hits that I knew how to play accordingly, but just that faster reload was a huge thing, and now I'm more Juggernaut's more important, but at the time, Speed Cola, when this map came out, that was my go-to perk. But yeah, let me know which one you like, and I will talk to you guys later.
Small weapon, very dangerous, just like me.